bet most of you new guys out there don't realize that 90% of the tackle you buy, you won't use.
Oh my God!
Yeah, that's right, you won't. Most of it will probably never see the water. How do I know this? Well, because I made the same mistake years ago. And also when I was outfitting, I used to see it all the time. People come into places like Cabela's and Bass Pro and Sale and other outdoor stores, and they're totally mesmerized with the collection of fishing equipment, and they go nuts. It's just impulse shopping. It's not shopping with a purpose. They just go nuts. They get their little basket, they run around like crazy, take everything they can off the shelves because it's either cheap or, oh, hey, my buddy uses that. And, they just grab everything. And the majority of it will probably never see water. No. And it's an absolute waste of money. And also, how are you going to tote it all down to where you're fishing? That's another thing. They buy these great big tackle boxes. These are meant for storage somewhere static, and you take what you need when you go fishing. You don't take the chest of drawers down to the fishing hole. You don't need to. You just want to take what it is you know you're going to use. So I would just like to go through with you new guys the essentials that every angler needs in their tackle bag or tackle box, okay? So let's get started on that. So inside your tackle box, you should have the following. You should have a couple of different sizes and styles of fishing hooks. Okay? Whatever you're using, get a couple of different styles, maybe a few jig hooks as well, but not a lot, just enough to switch out to if you need to, or if you need to replace one while you're fishing. Okay? You'll also need to have maybe some sinkers. There you go. One of the best ones to have when you're starting out is the split shot. That's the little ball bearing type thing with the little wings on the back. You can take it off and put it on your line without having to untie. Get it. They come in different sizes. Get a few different sizes to put in the tackle box so they're available if you need to add weight onto your line or take it off your line. You could also try inline if you want, but I would recommend you go with the split shot version for a little while until you decide the method, the way you want to actually fish. Another thing you might want to take along in this little tackle bag is a couple of different floats. A fixed float, all right, and a slip bobber float. Now, why am I recommending those two? Well, because the fixed float allows you to float fish in shallow water, okay? The slip float will allow you to float fish in deeper water. So it's good to have both of them. And you might want to take maybe one or two of each, different buoyancies, just so you have something else to play with. Now, there's nothing wrong with taking along a couple of artificial lures, your hard baits and your plastic baits. Just don't overdo it. Don't get excited. It's true what they say about these things. A lot of these baits are really to attract the angler and not the fish. So just take a couple, one or two of each, just so that you have a variation if you want to do more than just float fish or bottom fish, all right? Now, if you're starting to use a leader, okay, because you are maybe using braid, you're getting brave, or you want to put a fluorocarbon leader on a monofilament line or whatever you are using leader, then yes, definitely take some small spools of leader material because you probably will end up having to replace it if you snag and break it. So it's always handy to have a little extra long line. You don't need to have a full spool of fishing line, but it doesn't hurt to have it along just in case something happens and you do end up having to respool your reel, which doesn't often happen, but it doesn't hurt to have it. Now, some other things you might want to consider is maybe some swivels, micro swivels. That's to join your leader to your main line. All right, you can take those along. Also, snap swivels. If you want to tie them at the end of your line so that you can change out lures and hooks very quickly, you can do that too. So take some of those along. I also recommend that you take a multi-tool, a fishing multi-tool. It looks like a pair of pliers. It can be used as a split ring opener. It can be used as a line cutter. It can be used to crimp down your fishing weights and also remove hooks from fish. very versatile equipment, and they're relatively inexpensive. I also like to carry a set of forceps. This helps with hook removal too, okay? And maybe a small knife. And that's really all you need. You don't need much more than that. You can go fishing all day with that. And that can go in one small container, so you don't have to lug all this equipment in and out of your fishing spot. I learned years ago, I used to have, the back of my car was a mobile tackle wagon. It used to be, I used to put everything in. Once the soft water season started, I'd just load that car up, and then, because you know, you never know, you might need something. And I found I wasn't touching 2/3 of it. And one day I had a flat tire, and I had to pull it all out of the car, get my donut out, put it all back in, and I found this is an absolute, this is, you know, just ridiculous. So what can I do? So I started going smaller. And when I started kayak fishing, I realized I needed to go smaller. So this is what I do now. I got myself one of these. It's a fanny pack, a fishing fanny pack. And inside this fanny pack is everything I need for the type of fishing that I do. Now, yes, I've got extra stuff. If I want to take stuff out or add to it, if I'm doing something different, I can do that as well. But basically, everything in here is everything that I'm going to need for a day of fishing. That's it. That's it. And I just wear it around my waist. And that's all you need. So for you new guys out there, don't go crazy, because you'll end up with a ton of fishing tackle that you will probably never use, that just sits down and collects dust somewhere in your basement or your garage or your back shed. Okay? Just a little bit of advice I thought I'd pass on to you. It doesn't, you know, just because you've got less tackle doesn't mean you're showing lack of experience. You're not. Actually, I think working with a small amount and doing well is showing experience. All right? Okay, so until the next time, guys, I'm going to say bye for now. And hopefully in the next couple of days, temperature's looking good. So are the conditions. And hopefully we can get out and do a little bit of fishing, all right? Until then, this is Sharon. Bye for now.